Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. It did it again. It did. I don't understand. I thought I corrected that. Oh no, it did work. Hi guys. Who's here? Can you hear me? Yes, we have a special guest and someone else is joining us. Hi. Oh, we're like off-centered. Sorry we're late. So sorry, but...
I feel like we look like a beautiful family. Like, Leo's bringing in the red. Today's... Where did I put it? Today's live brought to you by War Paint, 400 Meter Diva.
Woosah, woosah.
We're single mothers, and y'all can deal.
Hi, guys. Sorry for being late. Thank you for joining Track Girl Summer. We have an extra guest to the party. Homeboy didn't want to go to bed, hence why we're a little bit late, and we just had to get creative. He's getting a little bit of screen time. Hopefully, I don't regret this when we're all finished here.
Just my baby.
So how's everyone doing? Did we watch the meet? Are we prepared to chat some tea, talk about the meet? Do y'all notice anything?
It's a Wanda Diamond League. We got merch now, guys.
Yes. Who is Wanda? Who is Wanda?
The people want to know. Why am I like this?
Why are you like this? All right, before we get started, you peep the tease, you peep the tease.
If I'm anything, it's extra.
We are extra, that is right.
I just want to stop by and say what's up, blessings to y'all. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Justin, for that. Hey, Justin. Hey, thanks for coming through. We did watch the Stockholm meet. That's what we're here to chat about. So, if you want to, oh yes, my moderator reminding me, hit the like button, share. We're already at 42.
And we're late.
We're late. What did we tap out at? What was that, Friday
155.
night? 155. Let's see if we can get to 160 tonight. I said 200, but you know, we'll start. Okay.
And
okay.
I'll do 50 because we were late. Hi.
World Athletics National Diamond Association.
You know how we do. I love it's a world national.
Who is Wanda? Oh yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
It was dope.
Sometimes I don't look
dope.
like a hot mess. I look like a hot mess, you know. There's a bid me a hunger tomorrow. Shelly Lane, Shawnee. Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna be hot. That's gonna be hot. Hot, hot, hot. All right, guys. Before we get into it, remember to like and share. Thank you for joining us. We are going to be talking about the Wanda Diamond League that took place. We should probably stop giving Wanda so much props because she ain't paying us.
Well, who is she? I just want to know.
The Diamond League meet that took place in Stockholm yesterday. I watched it last night. When did you watch it?
I watched it last night, too.
Yeah, I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching the meet and researching.
Oh yeah, Natasha got the tea today. She was informing me, teaching me, breaking things down.
I don't know if we're gonna talk about it, but for now, let's get into the meet.
Before we get into the meet, let's talk about how Liam loves me more than you. Like, he really chose me.
I'm gonna let you have that. He looks like me though, right? You say hi to the people?
I don't know. I feel like he's got my curls, my skin. Like, this might be my baby.
You ain't carry him for 9 months. I know that.
I guess.
All right, let's get into it. So the meet opened up with the women's 400 hurdles.
Yes, that was
which was interesting. I wasn't expecting that to open us up, but
they usually open up. It was weird. Yeah, but the 400 hurdles usually opens up meets because they got to clear the hurdles for TV time, so it's easier.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I didn't know that. Liam, you gonna give the people the back of your head? All right.
Yeah. As long as he's being quiet, cool, calm, collected, he's a good baby. He is. We were having a good time today.
He is.
Yeah, the 400 hurdle. Like, let me tell you something. The 100, the mile. Like, I feel like those are, like, the 15, like, those are usually the marquee. No. It's the year of the 400 hurdles.
400 hurdles. It is the year of the 400 hurdles. I was already excited, but it's like it keeps...
Yeah, it keeps getting, like, ooh.
Hotter and hotter.
Deeper and deeper. And I'm like, dang, like, I like, can we take a fourth? I feel like we should buy one, get one free hurdler for the Olympics for the U.S.
Oh, my Lord. All right. Well, let's get into it. So... We had Little, who took out pretty strong, which is, I guess, her usual race plan, right?
She goes, like...
And then Bull came through, kind of like at, like, the 150. It seemed like she started picking it up and, like...
But Shamir wasn't backing down at the end.
No.
Like, it was a fight to the wire, which, like, was fun to see.
Yeah. So Bull finished in 52:37, setting a national record, which would be her PB, of course.
And a Diamond League record.
A meet and Diamond League record.
Mm-hmm.
And, Little came through with 52:39, a personal best, and that moves her past Muhammad's finish at the trials. But unfortunately, we know
you got to do it. You got to do it at the trials.
Yeah.
Unless you have the world rankings.
And then Rizikova, 52:96.
Yeah, like to see so many girls under 53 in 1 year is insane. Mm-hmm. To see a girl under 52, it's crazy.
You trying to book flights, boy?
Here. It's a hot boy summer too. He gotta make some moves.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I thought it was. I heard Benjamin withdraw from Monaco. Yeah,
we talked about that last week.
Rai said that he wasn't going overseas before the Olympics. I feel like a lot of people who qualified are not going over. I feel like we saw a lot of Americans who didn't make the team who are like, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna go get my bag while I can.
Right.
But yeah, looks like there's definitely a chance for bronze. Here's the thing. I
think it's gonna be a
challenge for gold, silver.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be a challenge to get in the final. If we're being honest.
That's a fair point because Bull ran 52:37. Obviously 52:37, 52:39. It's a wire-to-wire race.
Yeah. In a 400 hurdles.
Yeah.
To lose by 200s. Like.
I think it's gonna be a interesting race. I think. I think she can challenge both Dalila and Sydney. And we've already predicted the record to go even lower. It just stands to show like how hot this event is going to be.
And not only can she run well, she can run well under pressure. And I feel like we were talking about. Was I talking to you about this earlier? Like to do the 400 hurdles and run a fast race is one thing. To run it with other people is another thing because. Like, the 400 hurdles is all about your stride pattern. And so when you're getting pressed, it's easy to get thrown off your stride pattern, because, like, you can't add any more steps if you want to go faster. You can only increase stride frequency. And if you try to chop a step or lengthen it, it might throw off your stride pattern. But, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm so upset that I'm injured. I want to be in, like, I love competing when people are running fast because it brings out the best in me.
This is the event that I'm actually most excited to see in Tokyo. I think I've said that already. So
men and women's, but more than women's.
More than women than men.
But like the men's are still gonna be a battle.
Yeah. For sure. Is Corey the 400-meter hurdle diva? She is. She is.
Nah, I'm like.
Yes, you are.
I don't see myself.
Just accept it. Just accept it. Just say thanks.
Thank you.
All right. So
I just feel like my persona is not diva. And that's not a bad thing. I just feel like we're different people, and that's okay.
That's fine.
I wish I could be a diva, but...
Oh, my Lord. All right. So, we're going to move to the field events because this, to me, was like The events on the track was hot, but the field events, I was like,
that
ooh,
pole vault, baby.
This is interesting. So, first of all, let's talk about the new format.
I don't like it.
Why am I not surprised? So, let's talk about what the new format is. So, there's 5 qualifying rounds, so you get 5 attempts. Let me backtrack a little bit. Field events applies to all the long, triple, shot, put, javelin, and discus. There's 5 qualifying rounds. The top 3 from the qualifying rounds advance to the final, meaning the best 3 marks from the qualifying rounds. And then the best jump or throw from the final round wins.
For the final 3 rounds.
Yeah, from the final. No,
final. Yeah, it's the final jump.
One final jump or throw.
Yeah.
They call it the sudden death round. And in case of a tie in the final round, the next best mark wins. But what ends up happening is, like, you could have a great preliminary round or qualifying round, but then you only win with whatever your farthest jump is.
I don't like it.
I'm not surprised. However,
I'm trying not to yell because Liam's here.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I just don't like that the best person doesn't get to win. Like, if you have the best jump of the day, you should be the winner. But, Wanda, I don't like it. I don't like it.
You know what's interesting about that you don't like it? So before I respond, 68 people in here. Sorry we were late, but please continue to like and share. Let's get some more people in here. Let's have a great time together. We got a special guest tonight, even though he's giving y'all the back of his head. He's here.
I feel like we're looking like such a unit today.
We look like a unit. We look really solid as a unit today. But I think it's kind of funny, right? Because we used to, back in my day, we used to have the conversation that, like, the jumpers, the throwers, the field events, they have more than one shot, right? So every track meet that they go to, you have 6 attempts to get it, right? Sir, thanks. You have 6 attempts to get it. We go to the Diamond League, we got 1 shot to get it right. So I get where it's like you're used to having your 6 attempts to get it. And even the idea that, like, your best throw could have been left in the qualifying round. How many times have we seen the semis final be faster than the final? But your final time is what your winning time or second place time or... So is it that off from what we already see on the track? Or is it just too new and different?
Let me riddle you this. Ask you that. When we do our race, let's say we're running. Mm-hmm. I'm in lane 1, you're in lane 2. The win's exactly the same because we're running at the same time. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say we get to a sudden death match, and there is a gust of wind during my jump, and I fly, and then wind switches around, and is it going against me during my, like?
You want some?
It's not the same because the conditions can change in a matter of minutes. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Okay. I also just feel like I get that, like, if you run fast in the prelim but you don't run fast in the final, that's one thing. But I just feel like I don't like it. I just don't. I don't like. And I could even understand if it's like, okay, top 3 go to the final, and then you have 3 jumps. But to make it like, because people foul, and I just don't like it.
That happened in the men's long jump. Montler scratched his jump, so he was an automatic 3rd place finish.
Okay, how would you feel if you out jumped the whole field, scratch your last jump, and then you out the what is it? Words? You're out of a bag. Like,
no, you still come in 3rd. You're not out of the bag. You just don't have a mark, which I mean, you at the end of the day still know what you jumped. Like.
But you ain't gonna get paid for jumping that far. You getting paid for 3rd place.
Donnie Vincent said no one likes that format. It's terrible.
Yeah. Natasha over here acting like she believes in something. She don't like it either. I'm gonna let you know.
I'm just over here. I'm trying to give the unbiased, like.
And I'm giving complete bias. I don't like it.
Or maybe it's not unbiased, but just trying to give a little bit of perspective. That's all.
Do you, as a fan, are you like, I get like, oh, it's like this is a final jump, like, whatever. But, like, as a fan, am I excited to see someone, like, oh, like, that person jumped way farther, but now this person doesn't get rewarded for it? I'm not excited to see it. I'm like,
But I think you do still get rewarded for it because you will have won if you jumped big in the
that one time
in the final round.
I guess. It's an A for me. I'm gonna make a little sign.
She jumped 702 in the first round, but 6.88 in the second segment. That's just not fair. Interestingly, I saw Brittany Reese tweeted today too that ever since 2012, when they started the Sun, please no, okay,
Liam,
this was not a good idea. Thank you all for your patience. Brittany Reese only goes to meets that each jumper takes 6 attempts. She doesn't do any of these like sudden death meets or.
So she's just not going to Diamond Leagues now?
I guess not. I mean, when you're a boss,
when you're Brittany Reese, you can do what you want.
But yeah, I saw her tweet today. Oh no, Liam, what did you do?
Liam. I don't know. Have you ever competed in a field event like jumping, Natasha?
No, I have not.
I have.
Is that your way of telling me to shut up?
Ooh. I didn't even catch that, but I like it.
It gives a bit of drama for TV, and I think that's obviously some of the attempts.
Is it fun to see someone be like, oh, I'm sad because I did so well and I'm not getting rewarded for it?
But why would you be sad, though?
You want to know something funny? I actually used to long jump back in the day. Like,
did you?
7th grade. I started off as a 15/8/multi girl. Don't ask me. I had a lot of energy and wanted to do all the events. But anyways, I went to an LA Jets meet, and I did the long jump, and I jumped. They gave me 2nd place. My dad was like, wait, no, your qualifying mark, like you're jumping like the 2nd round that got you to the final was farther than any other jumper today. He was like, look at the bylaws and the rules. You won the long jump competition. He made the announcer call the girl to come back and give back her ribbon and give it to me. And like, this was like not like J.O. This was just like a little like all comers meet. My dad was like, no, you earned that 1st place. She's gonna give you that medal. And I was like, Dad, it's not that serious. I don't even like long jump.
It was apparently that serious.
My dad is very serious about me getting my things. Well, it's his things, because Leon, let's have a conversation.
Where's the phone? Where's Elmo?
Leon. So yeah, if you want a little drama for TV, here's a little drama for our live.
All right, there we go. We got that under control. Sorry, guys. Thank you guys for your patience.
Corey, are you still gonna run track after you have Nick Cannon's baby?
Thought rescuer. Okay.
That is
70 people in here.
I don't like that.
Let's get some more folks in here. He's a troll.
First of all, I already have a child.
Maya Wiley, thanks for joining us. Yeah, that was a funny story from Corey. Dad is, well, now we know where you get your crazy from.
Yeah, I had no choice but to be this crazy. Liam,
is that say?
That's a long tweet. He's a sinner in the making.
I think he might be a sprinter. He does, you got some ant bites on your foot, bud?
Who are you calling?
Who is he calling?
I don't know. Nicole Dominique Cook
on
Lord, Facebook Messenger.
Jesus Christ.
You don't have kids mode or something, Tasha?
I didn't charge his. I don't like to give him a lot of screen time.
I feel that.
So I didn't charge up his tablet.
It's fine. I'm gonna put on Coco Melon or something.
All right. So moving on. The next event up. For a second there, I thought he was falling asleep too. The women's shot put, who Valerie Adams won. She won in the final round.
I love her.
Yeah, she's pretty cool too.
I've been a fan for a while. You okay?
My water is dancing. Sorry.
It's sparkling water. Like, I don't know why. You poured it?
I did. But yeah, so Valerie won in 1865. She's been on I I don't want to say a slow comeback, but she's a mommy. She's coming back from motherhood.
And then it is you're the mother. Did you see the viral?
Did y'all see the viral video that LSU women alumni did for Sha'Carri? Did you?
No, I haven't been on the internet today. I apologize, guys.
Yeah, the internet wore me out.
Yeah, I had to take a break because
y'all wore me out with the Sha'Carri whereabouts.
The internet, like,
yeah,
track and field was looking crazy on the internet.
Crazy. All right, so we kind of covered the men's long jump. Gale won in a season's best of 8:55. Echevarria 8:19, and Montler scratched on his final jump in the sudden death round. And then we move on to the men's 400.
I enjoyed that race.
I did too.
I like seeing Ronnie back on his game. He scared me at the end. He got out very, very well.
Which is his
style. So who do you think is going to win the 400 women since it's going to be... I don't think it's going to be boring.
I don't think it's going to be boring at all.
I think it's going to have some different people in it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm never...
You kind of broke that down the other day of, like, the top 7 times...
since 2019 will not be in the race.
Be in it.
But, you know me, I'm rooting for Quinera, and I'm rooting for Allison. I'm
rooting for Wadland. I'm rooting for the two moms too. But I've watched Wadland over the last couple of years, and her coach seems to know how to like really have her like peak for trials, and then again at the World Championships, and now the Olympics. And then of course she's a Gamecock, so I'm gonna ride with my Gamecock.
And I just ride with my friends, so.
Yeah, but I ride with team moms too.
You know.
So back to the men's 400. Karani James took it out strong.
He looked good.
McCullough had a pretty good response at about 150.
Yeah.
Lendor ran a strong race out in lane 8. And you know, Stockholm, that lane 8 is like in the stands. Like, you right up in the stands. You might as well just have a seat and sit next to
not in the stands.
It's like that. But so James won. James Karani, 44.63. Lendor ran a season's best of 44.73, and Bonavaccia ran 44.80.
How'd you feel about the race?
I thought it was pretty good. I was excited to see Lendor on the outside. I thought he executed a pretty strong race, like I said, out there on 8. And then Karani is coming back from, I think it was Graves' disease that they said he was diagnosed with. So seeing him, make the slow progression, coming back, the men's 400 was underwhelming. It wasn't as fast as we would have probably liked to see.
I was just excited to see Karani.
I
to see him bounce back and to see him bounce back, and because he hasn't run. We were all the way up 80.
Did he stop it? He didn't stop it.
You guys still see us? Because Liam just said, "Forget your life." They said yes. Okay. But yeah, I think sometimes yes, the times run as fast, but sometimes I love the comeback. I really do.
Yeah. And his coach is another one that's really good with him in terms of having him ready when it counts. So,
Yeah, for real.
So we'll see. Y'all bear with us.
We tried to put him in bed. That's why we were late.
Yeah, that's why.
And he said, "I'm making you guys an appearance."
So let's keep it moving since Liam. Oh no! Liam killed the mic. Can you hear us now?
So well, the first two, I felt like we were on it, and
Liam is like, not tonight.
But we're having.
Can you hear us now? No, you still can't hear. Okay, it's saying that the mic works. Okay, all right, you can hear us.
Okay, cool.
Miller Weibo has already announced that decided that she'll be running the 200.
Yeah.
She's not running the 400. So
Yeah.
Miller Weibo will be in the 200. All right, we're gonna keep it moving because we're not gonna be able to stay on for 2 hours tonight. We're just not. The women's 800, Kate Grace ran a PB in Oslo, and then came here and ran another PB. Gould and Almanza had really strong races. I was actually cheering. I was cheering for Gould. I thought she ran a pretty aggressive race.
She always runs aggressively.
She does always run aggressively. That's true. But yeah, she had a season's best. Almanza ran 156.28 and set a meet record.
Yeah, I feel like there was meet records going down all day.
Yeah. It seems like it's just like a fast year overall, honestly.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because Kate ran 157, and that was the number 7 All-American, all-time American time.
Yeah.
So
and Kate's not even.
She's not even on the team. So, which was pretty cool to see. She kind of like found the silver lining, and like, I didn't make the team, but it's still good to see that like I'm still dropping time.
And to bounce back, because like
it's tough.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
And then to be like, I'm going to fly over to Europe after not making the team and then figure out how to, like, be better than I ever was before. Kind of amazing. Kate has to kick herself for I mean...
She didn't sound like it, and I mean, she could be giving us the practiced media speech, but...
Yeah.
She seems like she's okay with it.
I also feel like with... Like, once you get past the 400, there's a little bit more of, like, gaming. So just because you didn't run a fast time doesn't mean you... Does that make sense? Like in the 400 down, you're running as fast as you can for as long as you can. Whereas, like, the 800, 15, like, there's some gaming, and, like, you may not have run fast because you got boxed in, or, like, they didn't take it out fast. Like, so sometimes it's not a matter of peaking, it's that, like, just the way the race goes. If they don't run an honest race, I mean, they were running an honest race.
They were running
but, like,
I think they went out in, like, 56. It was pretty... It's pretty aggressive.
But, you know, I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's not a matter of peaking at the right time when it comes to distance races. Sometimes it's just about, like, race strategy.
Fair. Training question.
Just training intensely after trials.
Are we in coast mode to avoid the risk of...
So... I think it depends, like, flow. I'm laughing because we were at camp once and, like, I think it was Gil Roberts saw the workout Flo was putting me through, and he was just like, what is going on? But I feel like when we're gearing up for major championships, it's like you kind of have, like, a few days to, like, rest and recover, and then we kind of do everything, like, high intensity, but, like, it's not going to be a long workout, but it's going to be quality. So, like, Coach Flo is going to do something ridiculous, but, like, we're running fast. Hello, my baby. Hi, my baby. Hi, my baby. So, but what about you, Tasha? Are you in coast mode, or?
No, we're not in coast mode. We, actually, we're kind of similar. We're, like, we go into, like, race pace, short rest. So it's kind of intense, but it kind of like goes like this. It goes down for a little bit. You recover from the trials, and then we have like about 2 weeks that we kind of hit it hard again, and then we taper off before we go into camp. So it's a... I knew you were gonna do this.
I don't even know. Okay.
Yeah, that was where my notes stopped. So, the next was the men's 100, who Ronnie Baker, we highlighted, let me make sure I'm not, highlighted Ronnie finally making the men's 100 for Team USA.
Yeah.
After several attempts. That was pretty cool to...
4 attempts.
4 attempts, yeah.
I feel like it's just hard to make the U.S. team. Yeah, how'd you feel the 100?
They ran into a negative headwind, right?
Yeah.
So the times weren't really that fast. He ran 10:03.
And I felt like Ronnie got out, but then the field the field caught back up to him, and I was like, I didn't know if he was going to be able to hold him off.
Bracy had a pretty good start, too.
Yeah.
Bracy got out pretty good. CJ Uja
He ran 10:10.
Yeah. Was he on the outside?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember him being on the outside.
I'm looking at this. Oh, we have. So the only thing that you didn't find the men's pole. I'm looking at her notes and she doesn't have the men's
pole vault.
The men's pole vault to me was like the event of the meet.
How did it go? I saw Kendricks take a couple of attempts, but
yeah, Kendricks did well, but then
I was also watching the meet and researching, so
but just it was like fun because everyone was in the mix, and then it was just like Mondo was like, all right, like it's just about to be me, and he went for the world record attempt. He didn't get it, but like the way he was getting over this bar the whole time, like that world record is coming down for sure. He just looks so like he just sails to the air. I really, and y'all know I'm a Sam Kendricks fan.
Yeah.
Like y'all know
I like Sam too.
I love that man so much. He gave me a knife once, and the weight of my heart is weapons. So. Because he was in the military, so he was like, "This is a knife that's legal for you to carry," and I was like, "Thank you." This is what happens when you hang out in the athletic training room all day. Should I be on the comments since you're on the Liam?
Sure. Here you go.
Yeah, it was mostly Mondo. Yeah, he's just. Oh, we didn't talk about the men's 400 hurdles.
No, we didn't.
We didn't talk about it. You know what? It's fine.
That was towards the end of the meet.
That's where your notes stop.
Yeah.
The women's 200.
There's the men's 400 and the women's 200. The women's 200 was hot.
Yes, and
which quiet as it's kept. That's another race that's gonna be hot.
I don't know. It's not quiet.
We've been focusing a lot on the 400 hurdles, and then the 200 came up last night, and I was like, "What am I talking about? This race is gonna be hot too."
It's gonna be so
like. Sharika Jackson stepped down from the 400, and she's running the 100 and the 200.
Yeah.
She ran 22:02, I think.
She went 22:10 at the meet.
Okay.
So Talu got out.
Yeah.
But she always gets out.
Yeah.
And then Sharika was like, here's my 400 strength. I'm walking you down. But yeah, so she ran 22:10, Talu ran 22:36, and Beatrice Masalungi ran 22:65. And Morla K went overseas. She got 5th place at 22:97. So, yes.
That's a good question. What's more impressive, Sharika Jackson's 100, 200, 400, or Fred Curley's?
I think
Fred is 9.9 or 9.8.
I'm just in awe.
19, sub 19, sub 20, sorry. And 43. What's Fred's PB?
Don't ask me questions. I don't know. I told you this before we started this live.
Somebody throw those PBs up there for me, and then I'll be able to judge. I'm inclined to say Sharika's though.
I'm inclined to say Fred just purely for the energy that Fred brings.
The energy,
it's more of like,
all right, the energy gets some points. It gets some points.
It's just the fact that like Fred has all his own catchphrases like DJ Khaled, and I'm here to see it. Sharika I think is a little bit more impressive.
The wheels on the bus.
Someone said, I'm trying to press these. How do I press these? Is that how you do it? How do you press the comments to make it show? I don't know what I'm doing. I try to be helpful.
Look, just scroll like that.
Yeah, I was
and
looking.
Then to add it to the screen, you could add to broadcast.
All right. You know what? Okay. And then the other one was the other race I want to talk about is the men's 400 hurdles. It was kind of hard to watch because Kyron McMaster he got out.
Oh yeah.
He took it out, and then hurdle 8 came, and then hurdle 9 came, and he went down, and it was hard because it was like, okay, he hit hurdle 8 with his trail leg, kept running, and then he just went down at hurdle 9. But he was running really, really well. But if I'm not mistaken, he's also a right lead leg, and if you notice, a lot of right lead leg hurdlers, if they're gonna hit a hurdle, it's gonna be hurdle 8.
Oh, was that what happened to is Shamir right? Okay.
Yeah. So the issue with if you're a right leg hurdler, like I'm a left lead, so when I'm going around the curve, I can lean into the curve, go, like, because centripetal force is pulling you into the curve, you know, when you're running around it. But if you're a right lead leg, you're basically going the opposite direction. Your lead leg's going the opposite direction of the curve, but you're still trying to, like, run it in the curve. And that's why if your form isn't that great, you can hook a hurdle, hit it. And I feel like that's why it is very deadly to be going around with your right leg hurdle 8. But it was just sad because he was moving. So that was the meet. Mm-hmm. I think Sharika ran.
Yeah, Sharika ran 21.82.
Yeah, never mind.
Sharika wins.
Sorry, Fred. But I still love me some Fred Curley.
Sharika wins 9.86. 8.6 is pretty.
That's pretty elite.
1990 and a 43.400. Yeah, McMaster's got sloppy towards the end.
Well, it's like, I think here's the thing. If you're running like that, the way you got out.
No, I didn't mean it as no shade or nothing.
No. But I'm saying it's like, if have you ever run on the 4x4 and someone trips you, but you got out hard and it's like all of a sudden all your momentum's gone? It's the same.
Lost it.
Yeah. It's like, I was carrying all this steam and that, like, you hit the hurdle and you stop your momentum and it's over.
Yeah.
But like that's I can't hold him. That's a gutsy race.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to talk about, and we both said we wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what we said we wanted to talk about, but it wasn't this. It wasn't about the meet. What did you text me? And I was like, we talked about it. It's been a long day.
Did you ask though?
We talked about
it, but
I didn't.
We didn't get
I
that
called but I was like, she's in Europe, so why did I think she was gonna answer my FaceTime?
We're talking in code. We wanted to get a field eventer's perspective on the new rule because we can have an opinion all day, but it doesn't affect us. So
yeah.
Yes, thank you for liking and sharing. Keep liking and sharing. Let's get some more folks in here. So now that we've concluded all of the events, we're free to talk about some other topics. If you have any other burning questions or like what was your favorite event from the meet?
I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question.
What's the question?
Natasha.
I'm nervous.
No, because I think it's so amazing that you are a mom. How is it like balancing being a mom, being an athlete? Because I had to, I do some nannying when I go home. My sister just is like, you're home. These are your children now. But I'm not training, so it's fine. But I, as an athlete, like I very much value my sleep. And I like to go to bed when I want to go to bed. But if you have to wake up and feed this child because he needs you, this is my phone. I'm just like, and then have to wake up. If I had to wake up, feed my baby, and then go back, and then couldn't fall back to sleep, and then I'd wake up for weights. Mm-hmm. How do you do it?
I don't know. My village. My mom's usually here to help, so that's it. But I mean,
2 claps for you.
You just do what you got to do. That's it. Are you open to discuss the relay lineup for USA?
Which one? Which relay?
I don't know.
There's about.
I don't think that they have announced the pool yet.
I thought you were going to say the lineup, but I was like,
yeah.
I was like, Team USA is notorious for being like, hey, you're walking to the hipping tent, you're walking to the call room, here's the order.
Right. Yeah. Like, no lie. Seriously.
Like I said,
you may not even know that you're running until the night before. So,
I think the 400, the 4x4 for the women, like I said it before, and this is no shade to the 400 girls. I'm just saying you could put it together a team without the 400 girls.
You can.
And be very successful.
You can.
My coach is calling me. Hi, Coach Flo. I'm on live with Natasha. Can I call you back? Yeah. If you want to go on YouTube, you can watch us. He's going to come see it.
Okay.
All right, bye.
82 people, guys.
I always answer Coach Flo's call because I'm scared of him. And Coach Flo is notorious for being like, he got 6 phones, won't answer any of his numbers, and then he'll call you back, and he'll call you. I won't answer. I'll call him back like 2 minutes later. you can't answer your phone, Corey. What's going on? You're too busy. And I'm like, sir.
He's a troll.
Yeah. That's why he's my coach. But yeah, I live in constant fear of that man. Who should be on the relay not knowing the relay pool?
I don't know. I think
I'm biased, so I'm not the one. I'm not the one to ask.
Why are you biased? Well, even if you are biased, tell us your pick.
Look, all I know is that leg 2 should be Allison. I just love to see it.
She does a good job on the second leg, yeah.
In both. But I don't know. Do you think Sha'Carri should be on the 4x1? That's what they're asking. You know that, right?
Is that what they were asking?
That's what they're asking.
I missed
That's what they're asking.
I thought we were talking about the 4x4. Is that what they were asking? Second leg. I thought you...
She's over here like, this is how you know. Natasha's just like, because they're...
Ladies and gentlemen, the party has begun.
Here's the thing is...
See, Cornell said he wasn't asking that. He was talking about the 4x4. You were talking about that.
Well, maybe I was.
I'm like, oh no, there's an echo. Okay, let me see if I can... Why? Wait, what happened? Okay.
Probably Liam. Who took... No shade, baby.
Leave my baby alone. Leave my baby alone. Guys, we're up to 93. Let's get us up to 100. Keep liking and sharing. Sha'Carri doesn't qualify for relay, though, because her Olympic trials race got threw out.
So, here's the thing. Is, like, technically... But here's my question.
Well, let's answer the question. Well, kind of respond.
So,
it wasn't really a question, but respond.
Technically, how we pick our team is how we pick our team. So you could just be like, hey, like how Jamaica, like Usain Bolt don't have to. If Usain Bolt wouldn't have to roll up to the Jamaican trials if he didn't want to, and they'd be like, yeah, he's gonna run the 100. He's gonna run the relay. He has the time.
I mean, he still had to abide by the rules because there was that year that like he got a medical exemption.
Yeah.
2017.
But what I'm saying is like, so we technically can put whoever we want on the relay team. You don't have to qualify for the team because like I feel like some countries they've had their team together for the past, like this is what you do. You on the relay.
So the relay, you qualify. Your country has to run a qualifying time. But then it doesn't have to be that same 4 people on that relay. You can name anyone from your federation for that relay. I could be on the relay. Yeah. So
they don't want me on it. Actually, I run a pretty strong relay leg.
I run a pretty strong relay leg too. I do. So in Sha'Carri's case, yes, her 100-meter results are erased. So she will not be able to run in the 100. Excuse me. I think I was quoting it wrong at first. I thought it was that the ban was over before the 4x1, and that's why she's able to run in the 4x1. But the reason why she can't run in the 100 is because her trials results are erased. So she can't compete in the 100, but she will be will be eligible if USATF decides to name her for the 4x1. The next question is, will we see her in the 4x1? And I don't think so.
Why not?
If you paid attention to her interview, she was asked that, and she basically kind of said it's not really her focus. And there was also an interview with her agent, Ronaldo Nehemiah, and he said we're focusing on Prefontaine. So I don't think we're going to see Sha'Carri at the Olympics. We could technically, but ultimately I think
there's a lot of people who's ready to riot if she can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just thought about the talent before and probably record breaking time for the 4. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So let's go back to that.
They might break it in the prelim and then break it again in the final.
Yeah, because the thing is, they have a thing who I think between her experience anchoring Texas A&M's relays, plus Allison, I trust either of them on that anchor leg. I think
I just like Allison on the second leg, but I do trust her.
Well, yeah, but Allison anchored in Rio.
Yeah.
I
do trust Allison.
I think
speaking of Rio,
Panera would be a strong second leg.
Yeah. Who you popping it off with?
Who are we popping it off with? That is a great question. Are you looking for this? Here.
Are you?
I might put Wadland on first leg.
And
however,
were you putting Sydney?
There's Sydney.
Were you putting Delilah?
And Delilah left. So I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not this coach.
Hey,
okay.
Can we just for history's sake and just because like can we get an A and a B team? I'm just asking because I really feel like if we went USA versus I want to see USA versus USA 4x4. I think that would be the hottest race of the year.
No.
And I would yeah, I want to see a USA versus USA. Jamaica could broke the women's 4x1 record. Do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
They've got
the body.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's stopping them from doing it, honestly, is if they don't keep the stick moving. Because you've got Shelly at 10.6 fitness right now, Elaine 10.7, or we'll get down to 10.7. Okay. No, we don't quite have words yet. That sounded like something. Sharika's at 10.7, and then they've got Brianna.
They said maybe. They said hold on. They said maybe Hayes is the other person. I think
Sydney.
How you know how the winner of the 400 be the alternate? Granted, Team USA has done some crazier stuff.
We've done some stuff like that.
We have. 2015. I'll never forgive them for that. Do relay medals mean as much to you as individual medals? In my high school, add to broadcast. Why is this? I don't know.
It's upside down.
Okay. I'm like an old mother. Do the relays medals mean too much to you as individual medals? In my high school, the coaches look at track as a team sport like basketball, but I see it as way more individual.
It's I will say the culture definitely or I'll say the American culture puts more emphasis on individual medals, but most of my medals are relay medals, honey, and I have a ton of medals. I'm like in the teens of how many medals I have, and I waited for y'all to give me my flowers, but honey, I'm an Olympic gold medalist ×2. Relay or
I
not.
give you your flowers.
You do. Thank you.
I'm gonna go to the florist tomorrow.
But I do think that that's an American thing, because if you go to other countries, they don't care. The men's 4x1 in Trinidad, 4x1 and 4x4, all of them got a piece of land.
I would like land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's not Trinidad's there's not a lot of land to go around.
Not a lot, but they got some land. I'd like a piece of land too.
But what I will say is I feel like Team USA is very big on Team USA. We ride for, and I feel like
if there's a medal to get, we're going to get it. Like
merch. But what I will say is I find the relays and whether it's the Olympics or I kind of hate that NCAA's is separated male female, because my favorite part of every meet is ending the meet with popping off the meet with the 4x1 and ending the meet with the 4x4. I think the energy during the relays is my favorite part of that.
You're sleepy. That's why you act.
It allows her to feel comfortable enough to not hit the hurdle with her non-dom. I don't know what that's in reference to, but
they're probably having a combo within the chat.
Well, I got excited. Oh, we gotta
acknowledge that super chat. Yeah.
Jay Wilson with a super sticker.
Thank you.
Vocal Stylings, if you send in a super sticker. Honestly, the US has a good shot at running under 320 in the prelim. Yeah, I can see that. Someone says Hayes to Sydney to Delilah to Felix looks great. How close is the 400 hurdles?
That was gonna be my next question. That like we're throwing the hurdlers and a thing on there without really knowing what the schedule is.
That's true.
And then we also have to bear in mind you can only sub out 2 legs.
Yeah.
So
Tiana was 10-7, Garner was 10-7 both, and they didn't get the world record. You have to remember handoffs.
That's what I said. The handoffs is actually more important than the PBs, honestly.
Like, you have to be able to keep that stick moving.
My mom loves to tell track stories, and that's one of her favorite track stories, that her Hampton Track Club in Trinidad had flawless handoffs, and that's why they were deadly.
Yeah. But how do you feel about
you got to put it up on the screen, Corey.
Look, how do you feel about relay medals if you only ran the preliminaries and not the final?
It's still my medal.
You still did your job. And
homeboy off the bench still gets a ring. What's wrong with you?
Read them to filth, Natasha.
I had to run that leg for you to get there. Come on now. Don't discredit my work.
She said, here's someone giving you credit. World champion and Olympia. Jamaica has great women's 405, but not the depth the U.S. has. The U.S. has about 10 women under 11 seconds.
Yeah, but you know what though? Again, 4x1s is more about chemistry than because we've had the depth and we've struggled. There was a time that we struggled to get the stick around the track. So, oh yeah, y'all left Jonathan off there. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Jonathan. Jonathan comes through in them finals.
Someone did a time schedule, and then 800 and 400 was actually 3 to 4 days before the final. So, I told you.
All right. Let's pop in.
The whole team deserves a medal. They put in the work. Facts. Biggity facts. Because it's a team effort. Is he about to? No, he's not. He's going strong. Yeah. Do you
Hey, Diane, you joined the chat. What were you going to ask me?
I was going to ask you if you want to discuss your research.
I don't know.
She got a PhD in whereabouts, y'all.
Let's ask how long have we been on? Let's see. How many people are in here?
We have...
Okay. 86 people. We've been in here for 52 minutes. Do y'all want to hear about my research last night? Let's see. Or should we end things here? Can you address why high T only applies to 400 and longer races and not the 100 and 200? My speculative, educated guess is that it only applies to those races because those are the only database or the only testing pool to pull from.
Yeah, because I'm confused because I feel like testosterone increases strength, and for me, I'm always going to like the science side of it. Is like,
well, that's my point. Like if they're gonna make the argument that it's based off of science, they have to go off of the data that they have, and they have data from the 400, the 800.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm like, I feel like testosterone helps with explosion.
That's what I feel like too, but I feel like in order for them to make the call, they gotta base.
Because I could see how like if you went up, that it would be less helpful. Because it's like more
but speculation. I don't know how true that is. That's just me.
Like in my head, I'm like, it's more about like cardiovascular strength. But like, I'm like, the 100 girls be lifting, but all right, like they be moving weight.
Yeah.
People said yes. You did hit the 100 10 minutes ago. Please continue the research finding. People want the research. People want the research. All
right. I'm going to call Aisha. Aisha's one of my moderators in here. Uh-oh. What are you responding to, Aisha, saying you're too controversial? I'm going to call Aisha to the front of the room, though, because she kind of helped me a little bit. She guided me a little bit on my research. But essentially, with all of the current happenings in the sport, I was intrigued about like the whereabouts filings and the drug testing things, and I found that there were a couple of things that I even said on here that I was like, "Ooh, let me correct that." So yeah, what do you want to know? Because I researched a whole bunch of things.
Well, I'm gonna answer this question. It has to do with the spacing between the hurdles because of the height.
Yeah.
So, like, if the women hurdles go up, they would need to like, it's just the way the math works and like the distance to take off from the hurdle given the height. The women's have the 100 hurdles, but like the men need 10 more meters to make it so that they can like run the hurdles without killing themselves. Well, why didn't you correct what you said was wrong?
So I made the statement that Team USA athletes are tested the most. Not true. Now, I'm still getting to the bottom of it because the table that I was presented, basically it went off of like per capita as opposed to actual number of tests administered. But I do believe Germany actually conducts the most out of competition drug tests. And we are a very close second. However, Germany, that table that I looked at, this table was done based on the top 50 athletes that each country had for the year 2018. So USA had 338 athletes and Germany had 91.
And they still conducted more tests than us?
They still conducted, and I was very close. We conducted 2,100 tests. They conducted 2,400. But
those athletes are getting tested more than us then.
They're getting tested way more than us if you consider the fact that they only have 91 top 50 athletes and we have 338 top 50 athletes. But then I compared that number to what USADA reported as the number of tests that they administered. And USADA is reporting even more tests. I don't have the actual number, but I do remember that it was more than what that table showed. So I'm gonna do some more research to like really like. I'm really intrigued now. Like I was up, like I said, I was up till 1 o'clock this morning, like digging through this stuff. Like, oh, well, where did we get that information from, and why do we keep repeating that? Yeah.
All right. I like to address this comment because if there's one thing I do not tolerate, it's disrespect against Allison Felix. First of all,
is that disrespect?
How are you gonna say she's not a medal favorite? She has more medals than anyone in history. Medals love her. All right, they're attracted to her. Never count her out for a medal because that's what she gets. Mm-hmm. And how is she like? She got number 2 in the U.S. And I will never count Allison Felix out. And she's getting me attention because she is a living legend. She came back. Sorry, I hate calling it a comeback because she didn't go anywhere. She never she didn't have it off. She never took a season off, so there's no comeback. She had a whole baby, made a team and a company, and I feel like she's a legend. Leave my favorite alone, or I'll, you know what? Let me stop. But yeah. That was not disrespect at all, Corey. I take anything slightly not positive about Allison as disrespect. But Allison stands a chance. Yes, I feel like Allison's such a gamer. Yeah. Like, did you see where she was at the end? Let me stop yelling. Did you see where she was at the end of that race?
Yeah, she came back.
That is not talent. That is just straight grit, because no one comes back like that. Who's your GOAT? Flojo, Fraser Price, Gil Devers, Felix, Evelyn Ashford. How you?
It's the all-time question.
How you not gonna put Jackie in there?
Ooh.
How you not gonna put Jackie Joyner Kersey?
Yeah. You're right.
My GOAT is Allison. not only for what she's done because like all the medals, but I also just I wouldn't be the athlete I am if it wasn't because of her. And also Jackie, like she balled on all the courts, like
Your grandmother wants to know why you're still up.
I didn't get the spikes, but I got me a pair of Sage.
What do you use in Liam's hair? I want to grow mine out. I only use Shea Moisture products on him.
Okay.
The Shea Moisture Kids line.
Carl Lewis's go. And Wilma Rudolph. Yeah, I think it's also hard because it's like, for example, like if
why
which one? This one?
I'm about to. That's about to be shady, but.
I mean, do you?
Why is it because after her you don't put it past anybody?
What?
Click that question, Claudette.
Oh.
Or that comment rather. Why after Debbie Dunn don't you put it past anybody?
That is a thing. It's the range for me. It's being able to get medals in the 1, 2, and 4. Like, oh, someone said you two are goats.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm not, clearly.
Jordan, yes. Liam is running the house tonight.
Yes.
He's sleepy. That's why
I'm trying to go back up in the comments to see if we missed any.
But Germany doesn't have the decline location USADA harassment U.S. athletes endure. That's not true.
Do you feel harassed by USADA?
I don't feel harassed.
I feel like
that's another interesting tidbit that I found. Everyone in the world under WADA is under the same whereabouts filings as you see us complain about.
Did I complain?
I didn't complain. When I say us, I mean America. Everyone in the world adheres to the same 1 hour throughout the day that you are responsible to be where you say you will be for USADA to show up. USADA or whoever, WADA, AIU, whoever your drug testing. I think the UK athletics is like UK AD, UK anti-doping. Every country has their own. We all have the same. In 2009, WADA established that everyone had to abide by this thing where you declare an hour every day where you will be. The only way that you are declared a missed test is if you're not where you're supposed to be during that hour. Give me that mouse. Something just happened to our lighting. I don't know. Oh, we got 100 people in here. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, it's a rule that everyone in the world has to follow. That's not a USADA thing. That is a WADA thing. So I guess much like the misconception that like because weed is legal here in the United States, it should be. No, we are under
also it's like
global rules, and that is a global rule that everyone in the world
But I also
follows.
think when it comes to like weed, there are things legal in the
Watch him over there.
Hey Liam. I know. I also think there are things legal in the U.S. that aren't legal for athletes because we have a different job, you know. Mm-hmm. When it's all said and done, I think we will be the goat when she's on our we just basketball. Yeah, I think she definitely has a bright future. I feel like we need to like rap.
Trevelya.
Leah, let's have a conversation.
I apologize for my child. It is just 1 hour out of the day. Now, they can show up at any other time. However, if they show up at any other time and you're not there, that doesn't count as a missed test. It only counts as a missed test during that hour. 1 hour out of the day. And let me also make something clear for you, right? At the start of every quarter, or the month before the start of every quarter, we have to do our whereabouts for the following quarter by the 15th of that month. So you literally do it all up front, right? You literally declare what your hour is. It should be the same time every day.
I don't have any hips to hold the baby. I just be putting the babies on my side.
So, you know, you declare where you live, you declare where you work, where you train. If you're in school, you declare any regular activities that you do. You can even designate what if there's something that you do regularly. Let's say you go to church every Sunday and you don't want them coming to church, you can tell them, don't come test me at church.
So so here's the thing. I have to guarantee every day for 1 hour a day that I'm going to be in this location. But they can test us whenever they want. Let me make that clear.
That is,
and the smart thing to do, if there's any athletes here, is to make your whereabout hour 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, when you know you're going to be at home asleep. Is it annoying that you get waken out? I get waken out of my sleep sometimes. Yes, but I don't get missed tests because I'm home. If you make your hour at like 2 in the afternoon, who knows what you're gonna be?
Right.
So yes.
But emphasis being on the fact that is a global rule.
Yes.
That's not something that USADA just did. Yeah. And to the notion that it's intrusive. Your employer knows where you live and where you work. I don't feel like that's any more information than what they're not asking for where you going for your booty call.
I mean, but if you stay overnight, they are.
Well, yeah. That is true.
Yeah. So like it's manageable, but I also it is
burdensome,
and it is more intense than any other if for any other job where you get drug tested. This is way more. I feel like intrusive. Yeah. Liam did say. When is Russia back in the game?
I think after this Olympics. I think it was actually extended because I think they were supposed to come back this year, but I think enough athletes kicked up a fuss that like, no. So I think it's actually after this year. I think.
I don't want to talk about that actually. I don't know. If you're homies,
I didn't see it, so I'm glad I didn't see it. Okay.
Do y'all feel that too much hair affects performance? Have y'all ever lost a wig?
Nope.
AE, Jazz and Sours. Let me tell you something about Blessing, okay? Blessing's good for a wig coming off, but when the wig comes off,
she'll put it right back on the TV screen.
Just like that. But my thing is, when the wig comes off, you know she done performed something great. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a wig come off for anything less than spectacular.
Stellar, yeah.
Well, this unit, I don't wear wigs. I have too much hair on my head as it is. So I'm just put that thing in a ponytail and go, maybe a bun. Yeah. But here's my thing. You have to feel it pulling during prelims, unless you're not doing proper strides or.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a wig go loose halfway through a relay, and I'm like, y'all didn't do no push outs.
I'm just not brave enough to even try it. Like I'm just not. I needed to be attached.
And I'm not judging nobody. I'm just like we didn't do a test run.
Yeah.
Maybe we should come out with a bolt hole glue for that's sweat resistant.
What lies?
Can they come any day they want during that hour window, or do you? Yes, that's the whole point of it being random.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So also for context, before 2009, because this honestly is the main reason how I ended up researching, because I keep saying back in my day a missed test was a positive test. I think I made that up. And I think I made that up because I just decided I'm not missing no tests, right? But I know in 2009, because here's the thing, right? The whole point is I'm clean. Come and test me. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided if I could do my best to not miss any tests, I'm not going to miss any tests. So in 2009 is when the rule was established that we had to give this 1 hour window. Before that, they did call you.
But here's the thing: is sometimes.
But you had an hour to report.
But and the other thing is that sometimes they will call you
if you live in like a gated community,
or like in the last 15 minutes of your hour. Right. But it's like
you're
it's
still
like
responsible
will call
for that
you, but
hour.
USADA won't, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's hard to miss a test because some people like. I'm a forgetful person. I will admit that, like, thank God. Sometimes I've been like I was like I've been here for out of the country for a week, forgot to update my whereabouts.
Yeah.
That's not smart,
no,
but
not that bad. But
and
I have missed one test.
I missed one test as well. And technically, I could have. I was home during my hour when I missed that test.
Really?
Yeah, I just forgot to tell them I was flying. It was like I was home, and then I got on a flight, and he came like when I was at the airport. And I was like,
So then that wasn't a missed test if he came outside of your hour.
Yeah, but I think it's because I didn't update to be like I was out of town. So it was like I was at the store. I was like I was out of town. It didn't matter. Like I could have just bought it.
That they gave you a missed test for that? Oh, they shouldn't have. You should have thought that.
I think because I texted him back, he was like, "Oh, because he was like, I can come meet you," and I was like, "I'm in Dallas." Like,
yeah. I mean, if you were home during your hour, that shouldn't have been a missed test. But
this is a good question. How do you feel about celebrities speaking out, making this racial? I think that a lot of people are talking on things that they don't know. Like, I feel like we've sat here, explained things to you, explained the nuances to you. Natasha admitted she didn't know what she was talking about half the time. Half the time. And I think that, like, yes, I think it's, like, emotional. They have an emotional connection to these athletes, and I love that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, like, and I think track and field is different than a lot of sports and, like, the regulation it has when it comes to doping and drugs. And so I think there's a lot of misguided information and, like, love the passion. Love that you care about track and field. Love that you care about our athletes. However,
you're speaking on things that you have no clue about.
Yeah. And you and track field's business.
It's, you know, there's a learning curve, of course. Mm-hmm. That's not to say that you can't learn. Like, I've definitely been having to explain to, like, friends and stuff, things that they might not necessarily understand. But it's the loud and wrong for me that I'm just like, whoa. But definitely to think that it is a racial issue, I think is a stretch.
It's usually a few days. I feel like I just got tested.
It don't even take that long. Like, honestly,
I just got tested and they sent me back my results.
Yeah, it's a few days, and depending on the like at the trials or at World Championships, the lab is on site, so they get the results within hours.
I don't think they're gonna run, but I don't know.
Well, Jenna moves up, doesn't she?
Yeah, but, like, I mean, technically she could just say I'm going for the 200 and, like, you could give it to someone else.
Oh, okay.
But
she hasn't accepted yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I see athletes always are going to, are they going to go drug testing? Yeah. Most of the time you're getting drug testing.
No, not from what they see. If you're notified, you're usually notified after the mixed zone. I don't remember being notified, like, before media.
Well, I have.
Really?
Because, like, multiple times, because if you get drug tested at a competition, you are not allowed to, like, watch another race. You have to go straight to drug testing. And
who said that?
USADA. It's like, they're like, you can cool down, but, like, you have to, like, once you're notified, you have to, like, go to drug testing. And
see, I don't know the rules. This is why I was up till 1:00 last night. But I was looking at out of competition, not in competition rules.
Well, the reason why I know that is because the 800 is usually at USA's after the 400 hurdles. Mm-hmm. And I've been like, hey, got my medal. They're like, okay, it's time to go to drug testing. And I've told several DCOs, I'm watching Ajay Wilson run. And Talia would be like, I don't know what to tell you. She gonna watch Ajay run. How do you guys feel about the Nigerian 4x4 not allowed to go to the
I saw this pop up on my Twitter feed, but I didn't get to look into it. So yeah. given my past experience of speaking on stuff that I don't know of.
Look, I've been
until
focusing
I have
on the
the
U.S.
information.
stories. This week we'll get back to you. I can remember when a Blessings would come up during the. That was one of my favorite moments of all time when what Blessings would came up, and she waited for the mark to get marked and then put her wig back on. I loved it.
The best was that she shook it out and then put it on.
Well, it was full of sand.
Girl.
That got to be would be right on track with me. Better not be that Gorilla Glue. What happens if your wig comes off and trips another runner? Not to impede in the race.
I think you might get disqualified for that. If you impede on someone else's race, I think that is grounds to be disqualified.
My baby is at home. He can watch himself at this age, so they grow up so fast. If you have some kind of emergency during 1 hour, it's a way to notify the tester. Yeah, you update your whereabouts. You can update your whereabouts down to the moment, and in the case of an emergency, you would be able to verify that it's been an emergency. Yeah. So that's the thing, like, as long as you can show some sort of, I guess they understand that things happen essentially, but you've got to be able to show it. 107 people, yay! I hate it here. Keep sharing and liking. I hate it here. But that's what they had to do. That's when the wig gotta go. Someone on Twitter said that they should allow everything drug-wise at the Olympics just to see how fast everyone can go. Well, the way some of these athletes acting, that sounds like what they want it to be. Because then is it who's the best, or is it whose doctor can come up with the best cocktail? And what are the long-term health effects of these things? And, like, it would be, if my favorite Olympian was using drugs, then, like, college kids would start using drugs. And then high school. And then you got middle schoolers, cussing their teacher out because they're on testosterone and their hormones are all crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Wanda is how you pronounce the call. Stop trolling us. Go back up, because I do want to address, I did learn today. Which one? The swimming caps thing. I did learn today. Did you know that the application that she put in for the swimming caps was late? But here's the thing. They didn't say they denied it because it was late. They said they denied it because it didn't go with the shape of the natural shape of the head. All right. But the application was also late. There are clicks in track and field. I understand you guys not any professional groups. Of course. Yeah, we gang out here. I mean, I feel like that's in everything. Like, you're gonna find... There's no getting around that. Yeah. And I don't think it's, like, necessarily a bad thing. It's like, you vibe with who you vibe with. Yeah. Like, y'all know who I ride for. Mm-hmm. I'm the only one... I just think I'm the only one crazy enough to be like, these are the 3 people that I support. No, I support more than 3. Why does it seem like... Mainly black athletes are being caught on mistests. Why can't USADA use mobile phone tracking? I feel like those are 2 different questions. USADA actually has introduced mobile phone tracking. Yeah. But I also think... And if athletes are complaining about giving their whereabouts, why do you think they would want to have their phones tracked? Which is essentially what happens. And what happens when my phone dies? What happens if, like, in these countries where it's, like, a phone is a luxury? Like, I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. And then I want to address the first part of your question. Why does it seem mainly black athletes are being caught on mistests? I think that's a legitimate question, but I want to say that I did some research. Shout out to Aisha. I'm not going to say what I'm going to just... I hate it here. There are 2,600 athletes across the globe that are in the registered testing pool. Of the 2,600 athletes across the globe that are in this registered testing pool that are required to supply WADA and USADA and the UKAD and every drug testing agency out there with an hour out of their day that they are available to take a test, there are 10 people currently serving a whereabouts filing failure ban. Get him before, please.
So 2,600 people required to do the same thing. 10 people serving a band for it. I've been seeing comments that
Is your baby?
he thinks it's funny. You know, why is it black athletes? I don't know. Out of the 10 people serving the band, what I have noticed, and I think is par for the course, it's the high profile athlete that more attention is being brought to the fact that, you know,
So
they're serving a whereabouts failures. But
interpreting the numbers, I would say that
hey,
I would say that yes, like from personal experience, doing whereabouts is burdensome. It's annoying. However, I don't think it's a systematic problem if it's 10 out of 2,600. You know.
I would agree.
But I do think that like
I don't think it's a perfect system.
no.
I will say that. But 10 people currently serving a ban for failing to do their whereabouts correctly out of 2,600 people who have to do their whereabouts. I think we need to ask some different questions.
And I think so I do think like
I believe so. I don't know why I keep
he's fast, y'all. No way, y'all made Who's Wanda shirts. I feel like we might have to, you know, get y'all some Who's Wanda shirts because I just feel like this is I asked this question a while ago and no one still has gotten me the answer. And if someone do most of actually get along with each other when the teams are formed? Like when you say teams like Team USA, I would say that like I feel like for the most part I get along with most people on the team. I like to talk to all the event groups, but I feel like event groups usually like click up together because that's who you're like around a lot, or like you hang out with your training partners, but usually your training partners are your event groups. So, but then it's like I hang out in like the training room because everyone's got to come to the training room, or like I'll hang out in the athlete lounge because I like beating people in dominoes. So it just kind of, but then there's some athletes who you'll never see because they're just in their room all the time. It's
That's
kind of
me. Excuse me. Sorry.
yeah. It's usually the older. Not everyone gets along.
That is less than 1%.
No.
No, not everyone gets along.
Yes, I want a shirt too. Yeah, we might be dropping shirts. I've been lucky enough to like have the hookup, but $20K to use a track.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Texas, so
find another track. I mean, like
they've been letting us use the track. I don't know where Lolo's training, but
doesn't she train at LSU? Like,
if that's what she said, listen. If that's what she putting out
with the LSU app,
I don't know.
I was not at trials this year. I'm injured. Google Wanda group. Okay, we're going to Google Wanda group. Have you even had experience with a bad coach? If so, how did you deal with it? Yeah, I left. Peace out.
You know what though? I wouldn't say that I've had an experience with a bad coach. I think I've just had experiences with coaches that weren't for me.
Oh, and let me be clear.
And I think that's a difference.
I want to be clear. The bad coach, I was not talking about Bobby Kersey. Bobby Kersey is an amazing coach.
Oh yeah,
loved him.
I
loved him down.
Still
love him down. And he is like, he just understood that like sometimes a good coach isn't the right coach. You know, like I know for a fact Coach Flo was supposed to be my coach, because God told me to, and Bobby was like, hey, if you ever want to come back here, if you ever need anything. He was in the stands when I run, like he's always there. So the person I'm talking about is not Bobby Kersey, but I was out. I told you what it is. Texas has great athletic facilities in general. Every state ain't able. That's true. I feel
That's
like
true.
She said Lola be trolling. Any tips for maximizing track and field in college if you want to be professional? That's a good question. Do you have an answer?
Do what your coach says. I think, gosh, that's so like definitely prioritizing and time management because I'm a firm believer. First of all, like enjoy. Don't be in a rush to grow up. So enjoy your college years, number one. But I think also like being and I don't think it's a college thing. I think it's at all times. Be present in the moment. Focus on the process. The end results always take care of themselves. You just gotta focus on the little steps to get to the big thing.
Yeah. I love talking about this topic. So, one, when it comes to like picking a college, like for me, coaches move. So like either be willing to transfer or go to a school because that's the school you want to be at. Because here's the thing, the likelihood of going pro is very rare. So like you're gonna be living in this place for 4 years, so you need to be in a place where you're happy. And I think that people sometimes they get recruited to the middle of nowhere where there's like, but it's serious. Like it's hard to be happy when you're like, I'm the only black person here, and like I have to listen to country music all the time, and like it's like, and you came here for this coach, and then all of a sudden this coach leaves you, and you can't train. Oh, he's like, I'm not taking you with me. Now you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So there's that to consider. Like your happiness is very important. And then I would also say like freshman year is a learning curve. I think a lot of kids have a hard time transitioning, and you have to remember like you have a whole new training cycle. School is way harder. You're not getting as much sleep as you used to because you're living in a dorm with your best friend, and now you're having a sleepover every night, and you don't have your mom telling you to go to bed. You're not eating the same because – is this true?
Sure.
Because your mom's out there to tell you your broccoli, and you can like have chicken tenders at 3 a.m. at late night. Like you can go out and no one cares, and you don't have anyone checking what time you're in bed. Like there's a lot of like temptation when you are a college kid that like I think that it just takes some adjustment, and so being aware, I think you have to have a lot more discipline than you realize, and then but like enjoy yourself and like have fun. But I think that you have to have like way more self-discipline than you had in high school because you don't have like the same support system, and there's just like so much more freedom. Well, doesn't need to give anything up. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
And I don't want to know what that means. Does everyone on Team USA get along? Does everyone in America get along? Are collegiate athletes allowed to skip NCAAs in hopes to save their legs for nationals?
There ain't no coach allowing that.
Not on my scholarship. You won't get these points.
Ain't nobody.
When do most IPs like? I feel like it depends on the event and like the person.
Yeah.
Natasha has made millions over her career. She said she was paid more back in the Golden League days.
Not me.
Can I have $1?
Can I get $1? But yes, I was paid more back in Golden League days. I only ran one Golden League season, but
I didn't make millions, so cash at me or Venmo me.
Cash app or Venmo me, okay? What happens if the relay team don't get along? You get over it and get that stick around the track?
I was literally just telling Natasha the night, like, you could have stole my man from me the night before. If you on the relay team with me, come on, girl, bring that stick in. I feel like don't matter what type of beef we have, if we running this relay, we gang. Is that not how you feel? Like, yeah. I feel like if you want to see professionalism at its highest, look at a professional 4x4 team of women who hate each other. I'm not saying that people hate each other, but like if I hate you and you're a 4x4 team, I will be cheering for you. Something magical.
I don't know that I'm that.
Something magical happens at the 4x4 where we just put our differences aside. 4x1, put our differences aside, and we about to go get this W. Hey Natasha, hey Corey, let's talk about the great young ladies that come from New Jersey. Ethan, Sydney, Ajay, Jersey's so good. Jersey makes my favorite people. That's a fact. All my favorite people are from Jersey. Not all of them, but like a good handful. I don't know what it is about Jersey, but like if you're from Jersey, I'm gonna like you.
Jordan wants to know what's the Golden League.
It's before my time.
The shade. The shade. The Golden League was the series of meets that existed before the Diamond League.
Before Wanda. And
Essentially, what you see the Diamond League meets was the Golden League meets. The difference in the setup was that there was $1 million jackpot. And I believe it was like, first of all, they paid appearance fees. The prize money was amazing. But the jackpot, it was like, I can't remember if it was points based or like whoever went undefeated in the series. I think it was points based. At the end, you split the $1 million jackpot. So no one ever got the full $1 million, but the jackpot was split amongst the winners.
no, I'm not giving you the baton. See, and that's why you would take an L. Nothing's more important than getting that stick around. Natasha, what do you prefer?
Of course, the 400.
See, me, I hate the open 4, but the same day I run 53 on an open 4 is the same day I run a 50 point on a relay.
Mm-hmm.
I know sorry I'm back. I kind of had a falling out, but still support each other.
Oh God, I shouldn't have pulled that
like,
up. Sorry.
How are y'all noticing this?
Right, because I ain't know nothing about that.
How do coaches who choose who run which leg on the 4x4? I feel like the first leg you have to be good out of the blocks. The second leg is usually your horse leg. I feel like you don't think that I feel like you always put your horse leg, and then the fourth is like that's why I put the heart, and the third is
I guess your anchor leg needs to be hard. Third leg, they say third leg is like your weakest leg, but at this level, there's no hiding nobody. Like everybody's got to be.
But I'm saying fast. In general, it's like you put your best starter, someone who's like, and I don't think the first leg always is your fastest one, but it's like this person doesn't get nervous in the blocks, like just has a good start, gets us in a good position. Second one, you got to be aggressive because you got to win that break. Mm-hmm. And then fourth is like, I know it doesn't matter what position we in, that person's going
to bring it home for us.
Yeah. I always, like, until I got to, like, professional, and I was like, I'm out. But, like, through college, high school, I had to be anchor leg because if we lose, it needs to be on me. If we lose, I want to be the reason we lost. Like, I will be so upset if I'm like, I gave you this baton in the lead and you just, no. I'm too much of a control freak for that. Coleman is the ideal first leg. I think it depends on your coach.
Depends on your coach.
And like do you have bonuses? Do you have a coaching stipend in your contract and you pay them straight out of that?
Be prepared to break off 5 figures for the year.
Corey, do you really have a child or were you playing? Everyone knows I have a kid. Kobe Tremaine Carter, first of his name, firstborn. He turned he turned 8 this year. Yeah, I'm not playing about that.
What?
Why would I play the most important person in life?
Americans didn't want non-Americans getting the Golden League money. What? Where did you get that from? The reason why the Golden League went away is because the meat promoters claimed that there was no more money, and we went into a recession. 2008 was the last year of the Golden League, and we went into a recession 2008, 2009, and that's how the Diamond League came about. I don't know where you get this. Americans didn't want other people to get the money. Come on. I could never take the blame for the loss of a relay. You are better than me.
But we weren't losing if I was the anchor leg. That's the thing. And if we did, I'm like, all right, my bad, y'all. But I believe in me before I believe in anyone else. No shade, no tea. Until I went pro.
That's how it should be. I'm a current college coach. Was one thing that a coach did that had a big impact on your career, hopefully positively. Well, where do you coach, first of all? What did your coach tell you?
I think the biggest impact is Coach Flo. I say this all the time. He is the only person in my life. Like I just said, I always believe in me. He is the only person in my life who believes in me more than me. He is the only person in my life who has bigger goals and dreams for me than I have. And like he consistently would be like, I see this for you. I see you as a world champion. I see you running these times. And I'd be like, all right, like I'm not anywhere close. And And yeah, I think that was like the biggest thing, because I'm like, wow, like this man really believes in me. And then I'm like, and then it made me want to go out there and prove him right, you know, because he's out here riding for me. So I think that was like the biggest thing a coach ever did for me. Flo said he was coming to this live, so there you go, Coach Flo.
No.
I got you. Where are you going?
My coach basically sold me a dream and I would buy it. Like Coach Fry, we used to joke and say that like you might not even be in shape, but he had a way of like encouraging you that like you would go out there and commit. No, let me not say that on
You would die for that man.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, I wake up every day and I'm like, today I'm gonna make Coach Flo proud. And I haven't had a day like that. I haven't accomplished my goal yet, but one day he's gonna look me in my eyes and be like, you know what, Corey?
Thank you.
Yes, 2 claps for the skin.
Thank you. Man.
Well, first of all, like social media like wasn't like as big as it was, but I don't know.
I actually grew up with my freshman year of college was the first year that Facebook was like founded. I literally grew up with social media.
Yeah, I got Facebook like because I made a team. Mm-hmm. I made the junior team in high school. And so all the kids were like, yeah, Facebook. And I got Facebook so I could like stay in touch with them and like get all the pictures off of our digital cameras. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, digital cameras.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. But I don't know.
Yeah. How would I approach the marketing yourself on social media?
That's interesting because I do think it's cool that like now the kids can like benefit off of their likeness. It's a lot of work. So I don't know. It's already pretty demanding to be a student athlete. So I'm actually curious to see how
but I feel like
manage it.
Social media is already integrated into their lives, and it's like it's just
true.
a matter of like figuring out the right way to monetize it. But I'll say what I say to every kid when I talk to them about social media. I have the grandma rule, which is if you are about to post something and you think, well, if my grandma saw this, would she be upset? Don't post it.
Yeah, facts.
And that is a good way to figure out if brands will find you marketable.
All right. I think we need to.
I think we need to put your baby to bed.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I'm not doing a 2-hour live, and we're already at 1:37. We had a great time.
So, we'll acknowledge this.
Y'all need to
market those.
We're gonna get it together because I literally taught myself how to cricket today. But we're gonna get a t-shirt press, get it together, open up a little shop. Who was Wanda shirts coming to you? We're gonna have some track girl summer.
Yes.
Grammar rule is important too because some of y'all don't know your where, and where's, your there, theirs, and theirs. It's important to me.
It is important.
Now let me tell you something. Tiana be popping that 4x1 off.
She does. Yes, I'm still signed to Under Armour. I'm forever Under Armour. You hear me?
Gang, gang.
All right. Yes, we'd like to thank Liam for gracing us with his presence. Thank you all for joining us for another segment of Track Girl Summer.
How did us two get close?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is what happened. I was actually at one of my first I think it was it Drake? I know it was like a US meet. And Natasha was my roommate. And Natasha was never in the room. Like,
was it Drake?
I feel like I know it was a US based meet.
And I was never in the room?
No. And then I became an awe of Natasha at annual meeting, which is like this conference for USA Track and Field, because we were at a morning meeting.
Where they tell us all the rules that everyone ends up not knowing.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Natasha came to this meeting with short hair, the morning meeting. And then she came back to the afternoon session with braids in. And I said, there is black girl magic. This is black girl sorcery. That moment I was always in awe of Tasha. And
you want to know what? 2007 was my first year on the circuit. I made the world championship team in Osaka, and I had a short blonde haircut, and I also had a wig made that I took to Osaka with me, and like I would go to breakfast with my short hair, and then I would cut. And that time when I first came out of college, Michael Johnson and Dion Miner were my agents, and I would come out of the room and they would just be like, "That damn Tosh, I don't care."
Someone said, how do you confidently tell people post / post says like how do you talk on here without questioning if you're putting anything at risk? I've told you guys more than once that I'm delusional, and
let me fix my face. Sorry.
But yeah, Natasha just was like fabulous, and I was in awe of her.
Thank you. It was a lot of work. I'm in awe of you too. On that note, hit the notification bell, subscribe so that you can know the next time we'll be here.
Just kick the table.
Monaco, someone commented on our last video, Monica's entry list is violent, is what he said. So we will be reviewing that. I'm competing this Friday in Atlanta at the American Track League. So look at that. Thank you all for tuning in. It is late. It is well past my child's bedtime.
It's well past my bedtime. I don't know what y'all heard. I'm lame. Like, I need to go to bed.
So thank you all for tuning in. We got it right tonight. We went live on the right link.
Yeah, an hour late, but like we would.
Yeah. But we'll be on time next time.
Allegedly. Hopefully. Pray for us.
All right, guys. Bye.
I feel like we should have like an outro song.
We're still live.
This should be, this like, something like, this has been Track Girl Summer.